The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Central Kentucky high school basketball starts now. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College.
Good evening, everyone, from Madison Central High School in Richmond, Kentucky. Welcome to our broadcast of Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod. Tonight, an 11th region matchup between Madison Central and Frederick Douglass. I'm Keith Elkins, former Wildcat Sean Woods alongside. He's a former Division I coach as well, and we're glad to have his observations tonight. And Sean, as we come into this ball game tonight, these two teams have seen each other before. They met in a game back on January 24th at Douglass. The Broncos won that one, pulling away very late to make it seem like a more of a blowout, but it was actually a pretty close game through most of that time. So a pretty good matchup there.
Yes, it was. And you know, to Alan Feldhouse Jr.'s credit, he had a game the night before. So he said that he really didn't have a chance to really prepare for Douglass, even though Douglass was the best team in the district and also in the region. But you don't give Alan Feldhouse a second chance at coming at you. You know, the first time he didn't get to prepare, but now he knows what he needs to do to beat you. And Douglass has to make some adjustments too. I'm sure that Murray Garvin's going to do the same. Not going to have the same type of scheme that he did the first time. Just like Alan Feldhouse is not going to have the same type of scheme that he had the first time. So it's going to be very interesting. Douglass is coming off a loss. Madison Central is coming off a big district win. So two mindsets. Depends on if one is so mad that they can't be denied, or the other one is playing real good at the right time.
And, of course, a great coaching matchup, too. Murray Garvin, a veteran coach, but in his first year at Douglass, and Alan Feldhouse Jr. in his 32nd year here at Madison Central. So that's a great matchup in itself.
No doubt about it. Alan Feldhouse's resume speaks for itself, especially in the state of Kentucky. But don't get misconstrued about Murray Garvin. A very veteran coach. He's done it at both levels. Had a very successful tenure at South Carolina State as a head coach. Was the 2016 Coach of the Year in the MEAC. He's been there, done that. And the reason why they're so good so soon, not only do they have players, but they're very organized, and they're being led by a great guy who knows exactly what he's doing.
All right, Frederick Douglass and Madison Central should be a good one. 11th region competition coming up on Glycod.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
With Fast Signs, create striking custom visuals that inspire pride district-wide. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a four-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family cart to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Talking with Frederick Douglass head coach Murray Garvin. And Coach, I'm sure your team is focused regardless of circumstances, but does the loss in the district title game, does that even sharpen this focus as you head on the road to play in the region?
Well, I hope so, Keith. The loss to Bryan Station the other day is something that, you know, as a coach and as players, you don't forget it, but all you can do about it is let it motivate you going forward. Regional tournament is another reset on the season. The guys have practiced well. They've paid attention to detail, and I feel like we're well prepared to go to Madison Central tonight.
You have a win over them this season, but that was back in January. Obviously, a fresh start for them and you tonight. But are there some things that you can take from that game to apply to this one?
Well, Feldhouse shouldn't sneak up on us tonight.
Yes.
I feel like as one of the breakout stars of this season, he has really blossomed into, you know, to me, probably a top 5 player next year in the state of Kentucky. And we, fortunately, was one of his breakout games. I believe he had 35 and 12 on us in the first matchup. We have to do a better job of defending him and limit open looks from the perimeter for Madison Central.
And then with your club, you've had an outstanding season overall. Tell me about some players who have assumed leadership roles for you and just gotten the job done all year long.
Well, you know, of course, we are a team that's led by committee. Our seniors have really committed to what I've asked them to do in a short time. Being their 4th coach in 4 years, I was really concerned on how long it would take for buy-in from our seniors. And we were fortunate to have some high-character kids. You know, I have a leadership committee led by Logan Busen. He's been a cornerstone for this program for his entire career. A lot of things that Logan doesn't show in the stat sheet. He just is very consistent on his energy, effort, and communication every day. And his leadership is more of by example than vocal. Then, of course, you know, you have Avion Chenault, who rejoined the team in early January. And I really believe, Keith, he's just now getting his basketball legs under him. And, you know, Avion is one of the leaders in the locker room and on the court. And then you also have Chris. We call him Big Chris. But Chris is another one of our leaders. He shows up every day. Again, he doesn't play as much as he did in the past, but his consistency and his effort makes Mr. Wright someone that is very crucial to our program, because he's an example of not getting what you want, but still coming to work daily. And then Jimmy Clare is another senior that we have. He does an outstanding job coming off the bench and being a lift for us in the paint. You know, DeMarcus Surratt is the headliner. He's the one that everybody has been made aware of by his outstanding performance. And then you have J.J. Jenkins, who came into the program this year and has been an instant impact. So we're a team, Keith, that is led by our numbers more than a certain individual. They've been a pleasure to coach. We have had an outstanding season. But this is the thing, Douglas is a different athletic program. And what I mean by that is they measure you by the championships you compete for. We were able to win the White Greer Maggard tournament during Christmas break. We're the first team in Fayette County Public Schools to win that tournament in over 30 years. We finished third at the King of the Bluegrass, which is one of the top tournaments in the country. And now we're in the region tournament, which is probably one of the toughest regions in all of Kentucky. So we're fortunate to be at this point. I would much rather have a home game, but this is the road that we're traveling, and we're going to have to go beat a very well-coached, well-respected Madison Central Ball Club tonight.
And you returned to coaching after a year away, and recently were named 11th Region Boys Coach of the Year by the Kentucky Association of Basketball Coaches. What did that mean to you?
Well, on a personal level, it meant a lot. I've had a really interesting journey in coaching, starting out as an assistant at Tates Creek High School many years ago, close to 25 years ago, and then going to the college level for several years, and then coming back to the high school level. And this is my second stop on my return to high school. To win a Coach of the Year honor is something that I can't claim for myself. It's first-class administration at Douglas. I got first-class parents. I got the best coaching staff that I've been a part of in a very long time. And those guys and the structure make me look good. So whenever you win a Coach of the Year honor, it's not because of the head coach alone. It is because it's a institution that buys into what the head coach is selling. And we've been able to have, again, a great year with great players, great coaches, great parents, and a great administration.
Well, thank you a lot, and good luck tonight.
I appreciate it, and thank you for what Glycod does for high school sports.
And we'll be right back on Glycod.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Make a bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cardtown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento, or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. And new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cardtown Kia and CardtownKiaUSA.com.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech 24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Getting ready for 11th Region Boys Basketball for Madison Central High School tonight as Madison Central takes on Frederick Douglass in an 11th Region game. I'm Keith Elkins, Sean Woods here as well. And Sean, let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game. They're presented by Tech 24, seeking a fresh start to your career. Tech 24 is a commercial food service repair company that is hiring in Lexington. For more information, contact Brad Wilson at 864-549-8344. Sean?
Well, Douglas knows that they're playing their first game in this regional tournament at Madison Central, Keith. So they must have a good start. They cannot let Madison Central jump out on them and get great confidence, because if so, it's going to be a long uphill battle. 2, they got to keep Madison Central on their heels with their game-changing pressure defenses. They got to continue to do what they do, to keep what they did last time to Madison Central. Keep the pressure on them, keep them uncomfortable, and run them off the 3. 3, dominate the glass on both ends. Got to rebound the basketball. They got to dominate and use their athleticism. That's the reason why it was such an impressive win the last time they played. And number 4, they must make free throws. Got to get their mojo back, because that was a major key for them losing the basketball game against Bryan Station in that district championship. Douglas just didn't make enough free throws down the stretch to win the basketball game. And then for Madison Central, they cannot let Douglas jump on them from the start. They got to come out and keep this thing even and, match Douglas' intensity, because Douglas is really mad giving up that game the other night against Bryan Station. 2, they must handle Douglas' pressure. Be strong with the ball, no soft passes, and they got to run their hands into the ball. They have to attack the ball, pass with aggressiveness and a purpose. Number 3, can't get dominated on the boards. Got to beat Douglas to 50-50 balls. Can't let them out-hustle them for balls. They got to be the aggressor going after the basketball. And as of course, Jake Feldhaus must play great. He has to have a double-double type night tonight for Madison Central to have a good chance of winning this basketball game.
All right, tonight's keys to the game presented by Tech 24. And this broadcast is authorized by by Madison Central High School tonight, with production rights owned by Glycod. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all participating student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you very much for watching. We'll take a break and be back with more, including comments from Madison Central coach Alan Feldhaus Jr. in just a moment here on Glycod.
New year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks.
All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable. They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Here with Coach Alan Feldhouse Jr., head coach of the Madison Central Indians. Coach, you got a tough foe tonight. First game of the region, Douglas. Last time you played them, you and I talked, you had no time to prepare because you just had a tough game the night before. You've had a chance to prepare this time. How you like your chances and how you feeling going into this game tonight?
Well, first of all, it's a great reward for winning your district. Get to play the number 3 team in the state. So it seems like we get that draw every single time. But it is what it is, and I guess the good part about it, we are playing them at home. And yes, we're hoping the extra preparation, couple of days preparation, will make a difference because we went back and watched that film. I mean, defensively, we were just lost, and it was because we didn't have preparation time. So hopefully it'll be better, but they're just so athletic. I like to play them some zone, but I'm worried, and we probably will play a little bit of zone, but I'm worried if we can get a rebound. If Jake doesn't get a rebound, I don't know if we can get a rebound because I mean, they got those 2 guys that are high flyers. So yeah, we just kind of have to play it by ear, but I think we will be more sound defensively this time compared to last time. And the key for us, and we went back and looked, I think they outscored us 25-9 points off turnovers. So we got to take care of the ball. First and foremost, we've got to take care of the basketball, and they can kind of hit you in spurts. I can take 1 turnover, you can't back it up with 2 more right after that, and they get those windmill dunks and everything else. So we got to make them play defense for a period of time too. We don't want to take any quick shots. We don't want to get in a running game with them. So we just want to have a chance there at the end of the game, and hopefully this home court maybe can pull us through.
Well, Coach, we're talking about what you were beforehand and what you are now. I know you've made leaps and bounds, and at that particular time when you did play Douglas, Jake was just starting to come into his own a game or 2 right before that. My question is, because people know how close you are and we are to each other, what has it been thus far, the first year of coaching your nephew, and how did everybody respond to it in the program, kids, coaches, etc.? How you feel like it went this year?
I think it's been great. I mean, it's been one of the most enjoyable years I've had. At 61 years of age, it's given me a little extra boost, which I probably needed. And Jake's such a good kid. I mean, he's a goofy.
Yeah, we know that too.
He's a goofy thing. So I mean, he's fit right in with the kids, and I don't think there's been any. To my knowledge, there hadn't been any jealousy, and the kids realize he makes us a lot better having Jake Feldhouse on the floor. So that part of it has been great. I know I read that article in the Herald about him, and it really made me think when they asked me about playing for your uncle. And Jake said, well, it used to be my uncle. He's the one that would always take me to get milkshakes. It's like now he's chewing my butt in the locker room, chewing my butt in the game. So, but Jake's smart enough to realize there's a reason why I do that. And I probably am a little harder on him than I am anybody else, but he's got a pretty high ceiling, and I want him to reach that ceiling. So he understands that I want the best for him.
Well, let's go in history a little bit. Papa Feldhouse, I bet he's just raising up right now. His chest always stuck out, but I guarantee you it's sticking out even more with pride that, by the grace of God, this happened. where you were able to coach Jake. He was able to coach all his boys, and Darren is not in the coaching, so some Feldhouse had to touch him. Willie's done. So use the last of the Mohicans. So he's like, who better, this was the best situation. And me, I told you, time and time again that maybe it's fate. Maybe before this deal's over with, this love affair, that you guys get to the Sweet 16 together. That would be the all, don't you think?
That would be perfect. And I'm sure had Dad still been living, I might have got him a couple years earlier. but when Darren called to tell me that Amy and Jake's mom decided that they wanted to come here, and Darren said, I'm just kind of worried about it. I said, well, just think about this. What do you think Dad would want? I guarantee you this is what he would have wanted.
Exactly.
And so far it's worked out well. All of us have had that opportunity to play on that Rupp Arena floor in the state tournament. So hopefully before it's all said and done, Jake will get that opportunity too.
And hopefully I'll be right there with you guys, jumping on y'all's backs also, man. Well, we'll be back with more Glycod after this.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
From Glycod, it's Central Kentucky High School basketball. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. College for the real world. College for your world. Tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville. Movement that inspires. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Mathnasium of East and West Lexington, changing lives through math. Roosters, a fun, casual place for wings and more. Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky, Community Action Council, New Vista, Tech 24, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, and Fast Signs. Now courtside for all the action from Glycod on Central Kentucky High School basketball. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College.
Keith Elkin, Sean Woods back at Madison Central High School. Scott Moore is our producer tonight. John Strange, our camera operator this evening. That's your Glycod crew. Glad you've joined us tonight. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Roosters, a fun, casual place and a great place to watch tonight's game on Glycod. Visit any of their 3 Central Kentucky locations or order online at roosterswings.com. And for the visiting tonight, Frederick Douglass Broncos, DeMarcus Surratt will be in the starting lineup, a 6'4 junior averaging 16 points a ball game. And he'll be joined by Tate Robinson, 6'2 junior, outstanding outside shooter, 9 points a game, 48% from three-point range. Also Dakari Talbert, 5'10 sophomore. He is averaging just under 7 points a ball game. And they'll be joined by Logan Busen, a 6'2 senior who does a lot of different things for Frederick Douglass, a very strong rebounder and averaging 6 points, 5 rebounds a game. And Avion Chenault, 6'2 senior, averaging 9 points a game, a scholarship-level football player, and now has joined the basketball team in mid-January, and really a big help to the Douglass Broncos, who are coached by Murray Garvin. Now for the home team, the Madison Central Indians, it'll be Jake Feldhouse. Number 20, a 6'5 junior, had 35 against Douglass back on January 24th. Luke Asher, number 23, a 6'5 junior, had 31 against Lafayette back in December. Cody Morrison, number 11, a 6'2 senior. Will Richardson, a 6' junior. And Cam Steele, a 5'8 junior for the Madison Central Indians, coached by Alan Feldhouse Jr. And we'll take a final break, be back with the start of the ball game in just a moment on Glycod.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Just about set for the start of tonight's ball game. Our officiating crew, Chad Marling, David Swift, and Doug Walker. And Sean, it feels like tournament atmosphere in here, and all the reprieves are gone now. It's win or go home from this stage.
Like that old saying goes, it's getting hot in here,
Yes.
Keith. Madison Central and Douglas, two great teams, two great coaches. Rematch from earlier in the year. You never know what to expect, especially in the 11th region. Basketball in the state of Kentucky.
Well, it was an 80-63 win for Frederick Douglass back on January 24th at Douglas, but the Broncos pulled away late in that one. It was a pretty good ball game for most of the action, and Central, I'm sure, feels like they could make a much closer game of it, and that's what they'll try to do tonight. It'll be Douglas with the first possession. There's the lob, and the shot blocked as Surratt went up for it, and Will Richardson was there with the defense.
Like everyone in the 11th region says, do not give Allen Feldhouse a second chance at you, and especially at his place. And as good as Douglas has been, this is a tough out the first night of the regional tournament.
That's Dakari Talbert out in front for the Broncos. Inside Busen.
Yeah, Murray Garvin said he was going to change up the lineups a little bit, and he sure did with Talbert and Busen joining the lineup. I thought he should have played Talbert a lot more, especially late in that second half the other day against Bryan Station. But Talbert's the guy who gets them going. Having a tough time right here, though, Keith. Madison Central's really stepping up to the plate defensively.
Surratt fires from long range, in and out. Feldhouse off with it for Madison Central, and the Indians have their first possession.
Who else? He's leading the region in double-doubles, averaging 23 points and 12 rebounds, I think.
Cody Morrison drives. Feldhouse off with it, and then a block by Chenault. And ahead it goes to Talbert. Under for the layup.
That's what Douglas has been great at all year long, turning turnovers, bad shots into layups. They're one of the fastest teams in the state of Kentucky.
Well, we've seen some athletic plays already in this ball game.
Yes,
very early.
Whenever you got Chenault in a basketball game, there's going to be some high flying plays going on.
Driving is Steele. Cam Steele, 5'8" junior, puts Madison Central on the board, and we're even at 2-2.
This is where Madison Central has to be good at getting great point guard play. Last time they didn't have great point guard play, and and Douglas's pressure got to them.
Surratt cut off, gives to Robinson. There's an opening for Robinson, but then blocked away by Feldhaus.
Jake Feldhaus does it all.
Now fires a three. And Robinson comes down with it after it almost went out of bounds. Marcus Surratt into the lane, goes underneath to Chenault and right back out.
Yeah, DeMarcus Surratt didn't play particularly well against Bryan Station. Had a tough night and couldn't get anything going, and that allowed Bryan Station to kind of sneak in and win the game towards the end.
Chenault with a three-pointer, just shooting 21% from three, but that one looked pretty good, and it's 5-2 Douglas.
Avion Chenault, even though he's a big-time football player, throughout his career here at Douglas, he's scored over 1,100 points. So he can score.
Driving is Morrison, under pressure, put it up. And Surratt comes up with it for Douglas. Now Robinson is blocked, and it'll be a foul on Feldhaus over near the corner.
Great challenge by Feldhaus. I didn't think that was a foul. I thought that was a clean block.
So Tate Robinson will go to the line, the junior, averaging 9 points a ball game. Had a high of 16 against Bryan Station back on January 15th, and leads the Douglas team with 67 three-pointers. From the line, just 50% though.
Yeah, Tate Robinson is a guy they got to get going, and if they want to get far in this state tournament, he's got to be the one who solidifies the three-point shot, because he's very capable of doing that. Shooting 48%, almost 50% from three.
Robinson with one more. His team leads by 4. Make it 5.
Yeah, I'm surprised Douglas isn't pressuring the basketball right now, but with Talbot, he's the one-man pressure right now.
Got it across to Feldhaus. Steele handling the ball out front. Richardson drives and goes back to Steele. There's Asher. Now they floated in. They got it to Feldhaus along the baseline. Tried to go back out to Asher. Now 2 fakes, gets him free. He puts it up. Thought he was fouled, but on we go as Surratt into the lane for Douglas. Goes up and puts it in, and he is fouled.
Big time move by Surratt right there. Jake Feldhaus got smacked in the face, but I'm telling you, Douglas is one of the best teams I've seen in high school basketball of turning turnovers into points. Surratt knows that he let his team down a little bit last week, just couldn't get it going for him, but I'm sure he's going to make up for it tonight.
78% free throw shooter. Foul was on Morrison. And that shot rolls off, but Chenault retrieves it, and then it's deflected, but into the hands of Talbot. Back to Chenault. 9-2 Douglas. They've edged out to an early lead.
A major key in this game, Keith, is whoever beats who the balls, whoever gets the most 50-50 balls tonight. That lets you know who wants it more, who's the toughest team.
Into Busen. Back out, and a good look for Talbot. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It'll go to Madison Central.
Good defensive stint, even though they gave up a couple offensive rebounds right there at Madison Central.
Under 4 minutes to go now in the first quarter. It's Cody Morrison. Now here's Asher with a look off the top of the key and got it.
Luke Asher averaging 15 points a game. Keith shooting 33% from three.
Hit the bottom with that one. It's 9-5. Frederick Douglass on top.
Yeah, Douglas has to run Madison Central off the three because they are a very capable team of getting hot.
Robinson doesn't get the favorable bounce, and Central is coming the other way. Asher on a drive this time. Comes up with it on the other side. Feldhaus does.
He's just a stat sheet stuffer, Keith. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, block shots. He does it all for this Madison Central team.
Long shot off the mark from Feldhaus, and now driving is Chenault. About 2.5 to go first quarter as Surratt starts a drive. Now back out in front it goes to Talbert. He gets a step, lays it up and in.
I like him. A tough point guard, does everything for Douglas. Any chance he gets, he's the one who makes most of the plays for this team. I thought against Bryan Station last week, they kept him out too long because he was the one guy that could break the defense down. Unfortunately, he threw that one away, Keith.
He was trying to go back to Robinson and sailed it out of bounds. We have Steele out of the ball game for Madison Central. Goatley is in. Ricky Goatley, a 5'10 sophomore, handles the ball right now and hands it off to Richardson. Now the lob inside. That one knocked away, but we'll get a foul this time.
Yeah, it looks like Alan Feldhaus's strategy is to get the ball inside to Jake.
Busson picks up his first. Chris Wright in for Frederick Douglass, wearing number 0. Move it over, shot off the left wing by Goatley, and takes a big bounce up there on top of the backboard, and Douglass will get it back.
But you know what, though? He has to take that shot. You got to take all the open shots so everything is not concentrated on Jake Feldhaus. Whether you make or miss, at least give him an opportunity, if you can't throw it into him, for him to go get an offensive rebound.
James Clare into the ball game for Frederick Douglass, another one of the seniors for Murray Garvin. Murray pointed out how important those seniors have been to the first-year coach, as everybody needs to buy into the new coach's program.
Well, whenever you take over a new program, you got to get to the seniors first because they're the bulk of the program. They're the mindset of the program.
Surratt driving, missed the shot, but there's a foul. It'll be on Richardson.
Yeah. Surratt did a lot of this last game. I thought Bryan Station did a great job of cutting his driving lanes off, but when he went to the line, he didn't do a good job of making them.
That one drops in for Surratt.
He's doing a good job tonight, though, of making his free throws thus far.
It's a 12-5 lead for Douglass. 11th region boys game here at Madison Central. It's the second as well. Terry Kaysen, who sees a lot of action for Frederick Douglass, is in, a 6'2 junior. Kaysen wearing number 1 in the dark uniforms.
Yeah, I think Murray Surratt has a plan right now to keep these little guys involved in the game because they can create so much pressure on Madison Central's guards.
Wright called for the foul that time. Comes with 1:02 to go in the first quarter. Feldhaus gave it up to Richardson. Now back to Feldhaus. Gets a step on Clare, goes under, puts it in. And it is going to count. And the foul is on Clare.
I've had some people call and ask me, how good is Jake Feldhaus? And as you can see there, he can score at all 3 levels. And I've never seen a kid transfer from one school to the next and blossom as fast as he has in 1 year. You know, you would think going to a new school, new team, even though you're playing for your uncle, that your numbers wouldn't surpass as fast as this. But he's become just an ordinary player in high school basketball to one of the top 5 or 10 players in his class in the state of Kentucky.
And he is the nephew of Alan Feldhaus Jr. and the son of your former teammate and fellow unforgettable Darren Feldhaus.
And roommate.
Here's a steal. Richardson takes it away, goes under, and it's blocked away, but a foul as Richardson went underneath.
Great steal by Will Richardson.
Surratt with the foul, and now Will Richardson, a 6-foot junior, will go to the line. He had a big game against Estill County earlier this year, put in 28. That one went in and came back out on him.
Yeah, he's an 80% free throw shooter, 79% free throw shooter.
8 points, 3 rebounds a game for Will Richardson. Gets the second to make it 13-9, so Central has made it a little closer as we enter the final half minute of the first quarter. Jenkins into the ball game for Douglas, and now here is Clare. Gets a step on Feldhaus, but no shot there. Kaysen with the turnaround. Good shot off the baseline.
Terry Kaysen. He's one of my guys that I call a dark horse in this tournament.
Nice driving shot by Asher. Got it off just in time, and we have come to the end of the first quarter of play here at Madison Central in an 11th Region Boys game. The score, Frederick Douglass 15, Madison Central 11. Back for the second quarter in just a moment on Glycod.
New year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Keith Elkins, Sean Woods back for the second quarter of action here at Madison Central, 15-11 Frederick Douglass. John Murray Garvin mentioned in the pregame interview that one thing that he was taking away from that first meeting with Madison Central was that he's not going to let Jake Feldhaus sneak up on him again. And of course, he was somewhat joking because Jake Feldhaus has become one of the stars in this region, if not the state. But he really lit him up last time.
Yes, he did. And for 35-plus points, as you see right now, starting off, that's one of the keys for Alan Feldhaus to get the ball down into Jake. But as you see, everyone except for the bench is doubling down on him to make sure he doesn't get going. But, you know, Murray Garvin's a veteran coach. He knows what he's doing as far as that's concerned from a strategic standpoint. And Jake Feldhaus is the one guy that he can't let get going and take over this basketball game.
Central rallied a bit toward the end of the quarter and cut the lead to 4. Had it up there around at 7 at one point. Here's this nice shot in the middle of the lane by Goley.
Ricky Goley, they need points from other people besides Jake Feldhaus and Luke Asher. And he's a kid that's coming off the bench giving them something.
Here's a steal by Feldhaus. He regains control and gets rid of it to Goley. Driving is Morrison, covered up by Kaysen. Now a nice jumper by Goatley, but hits the back of the rim. Driving is Surratt, a collision there. That goes in, that's going to count, a blocking foul.
Great tough move by Surratt, taking it coast to coast, finishing with the body.
Foul was on Morrison. I'll show him with 2. And now here is Surratt at the line. Chenault joins him on the lane there. Joe Powers into the ball game for Madison Central, wearing 24 in white. Morrison goes out. Surratt nails the free throw.
He's more in tune tonight than he was last week against Bryan Station. Looks very sharp. He's one of the most up-and-coming college prospects in this area also. I think he's a mid-major plus jewel.
18-13. Frederick Douglass leading Madison Central. Asher, now they floated across to Feldhaus, and a little too tall.
For the first time, Douglass showed their full-court press, and it cost Madison Central a turnover.
Chenault hands it off to Surratt. Tough battle inside. Powers comes off with it for Madison Central. Asher to Powers, and on the side is Richardson looking for Feldhaus, and again, just out of his reach. Douglas picks it up as Surratt came up with it. The shot off the perimeter by Jones, Travis Jones in the ball game. And Surratt nails the three.
We talked about at the beginning of the game, one of the keys was 50-50 balls, beating who's going to beat who to the ball. And right now, Douglas is beating Madison Central to lose balls.
Douglas applying the pressure out front, and a near steal. Madison Central retains possession. Here's Goatley driving for the basket. Finds Asher in the corner. Shot goes in and out. Feldhaus comes up with it and puts it up and in. And a foul.
Big time play. Big time offensive rebound by Jake Feldhaus. Madison Central, stop trying to force it in there. Shoot the basketball. He's one of the top offensive rebounders in the state. Give him a chance to go get it. It's hard to defend and double team a guy who's getting offensive rebounds every other possession, Keith.
Jake Feldhaus to the line where he's a 70% shooter. A little bit too hard, and the rebound comes into the hands of Jenkins for Douglas. Jenkins driving. Put it up short the first time, but the follow is good. 23-15. Feldhaus bounced it inside for Richardson. Faked the shot, but it's still blocked. And now here comes Surratt for Douglas. Gets it up ahead. Jenkins beat everybody down the floor.
Timeout, Allen Feldhaus. Great run by Douglas.
So Madison County takes the time. Madison Central, that is, takes the timeout with 5:30 to go in the second quarter. 25-15. Frederick Douglass now up by 10. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball from Glycod.
25-15 with 5:30 to go in the second quarter. Madison Central has just taken a timeout. Now trying to come up against that Douglas pressure.
Yeah, Allen Jr. had to settle him down a little bit.
A long pass. That one got the rim or the backboard, and here comes Douglas. Avion Chenault spins and dunks it.
Yeah, Madison Central right now is succumbing to Douglas's pressure, getting intimidated a little bit.
Pass deflected further into backcourt. Goatley comes up with it, and there's the 10-second call.
This is what Allen Jr. was afraid of right here. Guys want to you want to embrace the pressure. You want to attack the pressure. Right now, Madison Central is back on their heels.
Yeah, that pressure getting to them just a bit. And as you say, you have to be aggressive against it, right?
Yes, you do. You got to dribble through it aggressively. You can't get back on your heels and just throw the ball in there and hopefully somebody gets it. You know, you got to run your hands into the ball. Madison Central's players got to actually show themselves against this pressure also.
Broncos put it in play to Jenkins. He takes it from out there. Rebound, Richardson claims it for Madison Central. To steal, and then up ahead to Feldhaus. Feldhaus driving against Busen is cut off. Everywhere they look, there's a Douglas Bronco right there in front of them.
Yes, it is.
Here's a pass deflected away. Out of bounds it goes, and it'll go back to Douglas. And Murray Garvin has to be really pleased with the way that defense is working, doesn't he?
Yes, he has. I mean, that's what they've done all year, Keith. Mm-hmm. You know, they had some hiccups. You know, it's hard beating a team 4 times in a row.
Yes.
You know, and even then, you know, they didn't make a lot of free throws down the stretch, but it's just hard to beat a team 4 times in a row when you only beat them by 5. That's the most you beat them in a 3-time stretch. So, you know, don't hang your head. You know, be thankful that you did win that many games. You just didn't win the big one at the end, but you get an opportunity to live again. And that's what this regional tournament's all about.
Yeah, Douglas had 3 wins over Bryan Station before losing to the Defenders in the district championship game. That's why they're playing on the road in this regional opener. 27-15 Douglas.
And to be honest with you, if they get past this game, they got a really good draw because they don't have to play Gray Cross and the Bryan Station again until the championship game.
Asher to Richardson.
See, they got to shoot the basketball. There you go, Ash. There you go.
There's a shot off the top of the key, Cody Morrison.
There you go. Got to take what the defense gives you.
Yeah, they were looking inside for Feldhaus, so just not a path to get it to him, and then Morrison found himself open at the top of the key and drained it, 27-18.
They're turning down too many shots.
Sorry, Talbert. Madison Central crowd comes alive after that basket. Now a block shot picked up by Jenkins. His shot is blocked, but he's fouled.
Great defense right there by Madison Central on the initial drive, but they got to come up with the loose balls, and they're not doing that right now, and that's the reason why they're down 9.
Asher picks up his first foul, and here is
actually down 11.
J.J. Jenkins at the line.
Down 10 now, I'm sorry.
Surratt back in. Yeah, the first free throw by Jenkins made it 28-18, so he'll have one more. J.J. Jenkins, a 65% free throw shooter. He's capable of big scoring nights as well. He had 24 at Great Crossing.
One thing about J.J. is he stays aggressive on the offensive end. He stays in attack mode, which keeps pressure on the defense anytime he's in the basketball game.
Nice job breaking the pressure that time, and they got it to Morrison for the basket.
Great drive by Cody, great finish by Cody Morrison. That's what I'm talking about. Attack the pressure to score, Keith.
Logan Busen turns around to catch the directions from Coach Murray Garvin. Coach Garvin, the 11th Region Boys Coach of the Year, according to Kentucky Association of Basketball Coaches. Here's the ball blocked by Asher. And then out of bounds, it'll go to Madison Central.
Jay Feldhaus said, get that stuff out of here,
yeah.
JJ. I ain't the one tonight.
So a challenge at the rim, and that one rejected. And now with a 9-point deficit, it'll be Madison Central with the ball.
Now Madison Central has to score on this possession after a great defensive stop right there.
Inside it goes. Feldhaus got it this time and put it in.
Great execution right there and good patience by Madison Central getting the basketball down to Jake.
Driving is Jenkins, but it rolls off the rim.
Great aggressive move, just didn't finish the shot.
Feldhaus got the rebound and brought it up the floor. Now a long one by Morrison. There's Jenkins off with it.
That's okay, he's got to shoot those.
Tate Robinson goes inside to Busen. Looking for a teammate. Now it's knocked away and stolen away by Richardson. Jenkins got there in time, but then the follow is good. Asher with the follow. And now the momentum has changed. It's 29-24. Douglas, and Broncos want a timeout with 1:35 to go before halftime. We'll take the timeout with them and be right back on Glycod.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
The lead down to 5 now for Douglas, 29-24. And Sean, they've done a good job of breaking some pressure and getting some good shots here the last couple of minutes.
Attacking the pressure. You got to attack the pressure. You know, it's just a zone full court deal. Get the ball to the middle, attack, you got numbers. Soon as you get it across half court, Guys behind you, you got to attack that rim. You got numbers.
Now the lob, and there's Surratt with the dunk.
Great call out of a timeout by Murray Garvin.
Pass from Talbert to Surratt, and 2 more for the Broncos. Right out of that timeout, the big dunk from Surratt makes it 31-24.
Tell you what, that's why he was 11th Region Coach of the Year. Did a great job all year long.
Asher runs into some trouble, then gets it back outside. Steele working. Feldhaus with the long one. And Surratt with the rebound. Ahead it goes. Buson's out there, and he lays it up and in.
They just make you pay. Tough shot, long rebound. One pass layup. One of the reasons why they're one of the top 5 teams in the state, Keith.
The lead back out to 9 for Frederick Douglass. Now the long shot partially blocked, and Talbot, I believe, got a hand on it. Buson came down with it. Down the middle he goes. Nobody stops him, and he lays it up. Can't get the layup to fall. And after taking it all the way in there, they get it to Morrison, and they'll slow things up now.
Yeah, let's see if Madison Central can get something good here against Douglas's pressure.
Final seconds of the second quarter. They get it to Feldhaus. There's 4 seconds left. He's going to have to get rid of it. No, now Richardson does. And it's short off the front rim, and that's the end of the first half. 33-24 is the score. Before we go to our halftime break, Sean, any quick thoughts on this first half?
Well, great run, way to compete, way to fight back for Madison Central. But right now, Douglas's athleticism and quickness is really giving Madison Central a problem right now.
It's a 9-point margin for the Broncos, 33-24 at halftime. We'll start our halftime report in just a moment on Glycod.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Madnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Madnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Madnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Mathnasium of East and West Lexington, sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete. Mathnasium unlocks the math potential in every child.
Back at Madison Central High School at halftime in this 11th Region Boys game, Frederick Douglass leads Madison Central by a score of 33-24. And let's turn the spotlight now on the Scholar Athlete of the Week. Tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Mathnasium, changing lives through math. And our Scholar Athlete of the Week is Cody Morrison, the senior guard in basketball for Madison Central, playing in this game tonight, a 4.0 GPA, member of the National Honor Society, among other extracurricular activities, pep club, and he is excellent football player, too, on a strong Madison Central team. Wide receiver, defensive back, had 353 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns this year for the Madison Central Indians. And right now focused on basketball, and he'll try to help his team back from a 9-point deficit as they move into the second half. 33-24. We've seen Madison Central come back a few times, but Douglas just keeps that relentless pressure on, and just when you think you're about to overcome them, they have a big play where they leak somebody out and they get an easy fast break, and they really keep the pressure on. Every possession is a battle.
Well, Madison Central has been efficient at the opportunities that they've had, but Douglas just creates more opportunities for themselves because they're beating Madison Central to basketballs, beating them to the ball, loose balls, offensive rebounds, putbacks, and they've turned every bad shot or turnover into 2 points. And a big key tonight that wasn't there against Bryan Station, they're making their free throws. They're getting to the line way more than Madison Central. They're 7 for 9, shooting 77%, and Madison Central's only been there 4 times, 2 of 4 shooting 50%. So they're getting out rebounded by Douglas, also 19-13, and Douglas has, more offensive rebounds than they do, and that's the stat, the hustle stat. If Madison Central can't sustain from a hustle standpoint beating Douglas the balls, it's going to be tough beating them and coming back in this game tonight.
Douglas 12 for 25 from the field in all, and Madison Central 10 for 27 in that first half, and the turnovers 6 apiece for each team. And Douglas with 3 steals, and Madison Central credited with 4. The leading scorer in the ball game here at the half is DeMarcus Surratt, 12 points, and we've seen him 1 of 2 from 3-point range, 4 of 7 from the field overall, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And he is just a great basketball player and a great athlete, and he just continues to get better, it seems.
Well, he's DeMarcus Surratt tonight. He wasn't DeMarcus Surratt against Bryan Station, and that's one of the reasons why Bryan Station, won that basketball game. But credit to Bryan Station for being the reason why DeMarcus Surratt wasn't DeMarcus Surratt. So Madison Central has to find a way to slow him down, make him continue to take tough shots, but they got to stop fouling him because they're sending him to the line where he's doing a much better job of making the free throws.
DeMarcus Surratt, a 6'4" junior, coming in averaging 16 points a game, and he has 12 here at halftime. And we talked about the matchup of the veteran coaches, Murray Garvin in his first year at Douglas, but a long career, both high school and college coaching, especially a long career in the college ranks. Coached at South Carolina State for a long time as the head coach. And, of course, Alan Feldhouse Jr., just a legend in Kentucky high school basketball in his 32nd season here. What are the messages right now in these 2 locker rooms at halftime?
For right now, for Murray Garvin, is keep your foot on them. You know what I mean? Don't let up. Keep the pressure up. Create baskets from our turnovers and our hustle and our toughness. And I'm sure Alan Feldhouse is in that locker room saying they are kicking our behinds on loose balls. We didn't handle the pressure well. You know, we got beside ourselves and got on our heels, and we can't play that way. We got to fight. We got to play with some confidence and enthusiasm, and they tried to do that late in the half. But of course, Douglas made another run before it, and that's the reason why it's a 9-point game right now.
9-point game at the half, 33-24. Frederick Douglass leading Madison Central. The Indians are led in scoring by Jake Feldhaus with 7 and Luke Asher with 7. What about Feldhaus now? He's the guy who has to make them go eventually. What can he do, or what can Alan Feldhaus do to help him get going a little more in the second half?
Well, what can get him going is his teammates got to get going for themselves first to take kind of the pressure off of him. If everybody's, doubling down and paying more attention to him, that means there's more opportunities for everyone else, and they have to take advantage of that to loosen things up for him. Hit a couple threes, get a couple tough drives, score in transition or against the pressure where you don't have to depend every possession of getting the ball down to him. Take advantage of wide open shots and give him an opportunity to be who he is at going out and getting offensive rebounds.
Frederick Douglass by 9, 33-24. We'll take a break and come back with more in just a moment on Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a four-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
With Fast Signs, create custom deep sea signage that makes the wait a visual escape. Fast Signs, make your statement.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Central Kentucky Driving School, raising the bar in driver education. Man of War Harley-Davidson, 100% Kentucky owned and operated. And by Don Franklin Auto, driven by family.
Keith Elkins along with Sean Woods here at Madison Central High School. 33-24 the score in this boys 11th region game, and it's Frederick Douglass on top leading the Madison Central Indians. And Sean, we mentioned the name Feldhaus a lot tonight, and of course all the fans know you and know Darren from your Unforgettables days, along with Richie Farmer and John Pelfrey. Such a great experience that was for UK and its fans back in 1992, but now you're watching another generation of Feldhouses, the son Jake, son of Darren. But tell me about your relationship with the other unforgettables as the years have gone by here. What's it been like?
Well, it's been tremendous. You know, it was a brotherhood that started with guys being in the trenches with each other. And, you know, we went through a lot, but we accomplished a lot. But everybody else got to receive the fruits from our labor. And as you can see now, you know, Kentucky basketball has been on top, hasn't missed a beat really since our class. But it was a friendship and an experience that we went through that's created a bond for life. You know, John, you know, took my son when I stopped coaching at Southern. Unfortunately, Sean couldn't help him as much because of injuries. But then, you know, I come back, and Darren knew I was not in a great state of mind, and he had me come stay with him for a couple of days. And with those couple of days, I was able to really grow fond of Jake, because Jake was there. I got a chance to work him out. We played golf 36 holes a day for 2 days, and we just got to really know each other, and I established a great appreciation for him. And Richie and I lived together after we even got left UK. So, you know, we were all together the other day because UK brought all these the former players in, and hadn't seen Jeff Brasso in I don't know how, over 25, 30 years. Got to see him, Reggie Hansen. So it's been good. I'm blessed. We're blessed. You know, it was tough while we were going through it, but we were accomplishing so many things in such a short amount of time. I understand what St. John's going through right now, and the pressure and the toughness that Coach Pitino's putting on them, but they'll feel the same way we feel when it's all said and done. And you know, look, you know, I've watched the Feldhouses. They've been brothers to me, and they've, you know, really welcomed me into their families from day one. Darren and I were teammates. Listen to this stat, Keith. Everyone in their family has become a coach besides Darren. Darren wants no part of the limelight, okay? Yeah. Not to say he couldn't coach, but Willie was a coach, okay? Willie won 258 games. Allen Jr. has won 500 and some odd games, 529 games. Dad had over 500 games, so total now, the Feldhouse total wins, 1,504 wins in the state of Kentucky. Yep. No family in the state of Kentucky has more wins than the Feldhouse family.
Basketball royalty, and many of them for the Royals up there at Mason County. And now we're underway in the second half as latest generation Feldhouse Jake takes the floor with his Madison Central teammates, trying to build a comeback against Frederick Douglass. Here's Surratt with the shot off the right side. It's good. A great start for Frederick Douglass.
Great start for Frederick Douglass, and great play call, misdirection call by Murray Garvin. One thing about Murray Garvin is what sets him apart from a lot of coaches here in this state, and just high school coaches period, is he's more advanced at play calling, and he has a better feel, because at the next level, you have to think every possession, and you got to think 5 possessions, 6 possessions ahead. And that's the reason why he's a step ahead of a lot of coaches around here. Not because of just he has talent. Everybody say, yeah, he's at Douglas. He's got most of the talent than anyone else in the region. But the man knows what he's doing, and he's very organized, and he's a tough out. And kudos to Champ for finally getting him after 4 tries. But, you know, it takes a lot to get a Murray Garvin team, especially with the talent that he has at Douglas right now.
That was a great series between Bryan Station and Douglas this year. There's Feldhouse with a free throw, and that makes it 36-25. Feldhouse had 7 in the first half, averaging 22 points, 11 rebounds a game, and had 35 points and 12 rebounds against Douglas back in January, although the Broncos did go on to win. 36-26.
Yeah, Murray Garvin was like, I know who Jake Feldhouse is now. I didn't know Jake Feldhouse, who Jake Feldhouse was then. But Jake Feldhouse in high school basketball, especially in this region, has become a household name in just a short amount of time.
He fakes and then drove to the basket. He was fouled.
Foul on number 4,
Talbert with the foul. His first, and here is Feldhouse back to the line.
And I know you think that, you know, the Feldhouses get their toughness from you know, Allen Sr., Feldhaus, Papa Feldhaus, but I'll tell you what, Darren's mom, Miss Dottie Feldhaus, don't play around either when it comes to competing. I went and watched Jake's first game, I think, against George Rogers Clark early in the year, and he was playing decent, but he couldn't finish. He was getting fouled, and he couldn't finish at the rim, and she was all over him.
There he claims his own rebound and sticks in the field goal.
Big-time play right there. He just has it. You know, a third-generation big-time player. What more can you say?
Well, that cuts the gap to 7 and brings the Madison Central crowd to life once more. Not that they've not been around, but making a little more noise now as their team has gotten back to within 7. They lob it to Busen. It's taken away down there. Morrison eventually came up with it and brings it up the floor himself.
See, this is what Douglas cannot do. They can't get stagnant and complacent. They got to continue to play with a sense of urgency. Madison Central's at home. Anything can happen right here.
The pass past the hand of Feldhaus and then on out of bounds. It'll go back over to Douglas.
Yeah, tough situation right there. Ill-advised pass, a little too tough. Too strong of a pass right there. Too short of a distance.
Bakari Talbert brings it into front court for the Broncos. Robinson tried to bounce it to Chenault, but it goes on through and out of bounds.
Yeah, another uncharacteristic play by Douglas.
A steal against Talbert. Now the bounce pass along the baseline, good position. Feldhaus is fouled as he went up.
Yeah, see now Douglas doesn't have the same spunk when Jake gets the basketball. The first half they were doubling down, he couldn't get it up. Now they're a step late, he's getting the pass at the right angle, and all they can do is foul if they don't want him to score it.
Feldhaus hits the free throw. And it's a 6-point lead. He could cut it to 5. Just under 6 minutes to go, third quarter. And the second one is good as well. Now it's down to 5 at 36-31.
But Douglas has to get a score here so they can get into their pressure and hopefully turn Madison Central over.
Talbert nails the 3. Took the shot early, but it's right in the bottom of the net.
That's what they needed, but they did not get into their full court. Yeah, okay, they're running and jumping now.
Talbert with a deflection out of bounds.
Keith, it's amazing what happens to a team when the ball goes through the hole.
Really does. It's more than just adding 3 points in this case to your score, because it sets up that defense, and for Douglas, they can really make you miserable with that. Here's the shot from the corner, short. May have been partially blocked. Here's Surratt with it. Drives down the middle of the lane. And a foul.
Yep, tough shot right there. Leads to a Douglas transition situation.
Asher picks up his second. Marcus Surratt hits that first one.
He's keying in at the free throw line tonight.
Surratt with 12 in the first half. Second one comes off.
Douglas is in there 1-2-2.
Still in backcourt. Now Steele comes across. The Indians will set it up with Steele out front. Lead back up to 9. Feldhaus to Asher. Faces up and hits it.
Good face up by Asher. Hand down, man down. Chenault had his hands down. Asher saw that 10-foot shot, drilled it.
Talbert again. Doesn't connect this time, but Chenault way up for it.
Big time athletic play right there.
Here's Robinson with a good look. Short, and Chenault tried to go for it and save it back in, but must have stepped on out of bounds territory, because it's whistled to possession of Madison Central, and it'll be Jenkins into the ball game for Robinson.
Great athletic effort by Avion Chenault right there, showing all of his athleticism, jumping over people. Almost saved it, too. Just stepped out of bounds on his way up.
Here's a nice pass as Morrison was cutting in, but then it's taken away by Jenkins.
Great sneaky play right there, back tip by Jenkins.
Strong move to the basket by Busen, too hard off the glass. Chenault grabs it, fakes, and puts it in, and he'll go to the line.
Tell you what, if you want to match athlete to athlete, there's no comparison to Avion Chenault on this basketball court, or a lot of teams for that matter. Big-time athlete, big-time receiver. That's why he's a D1 football player.
Avion Chenault headed for Western Michigan to play football. And shot comes out on the free throw, leaving the lead at 9 for Frederick Douglass with about 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Now a scramble and a steal by Talbert ahead to Chenault, and he goes in for the dunk.
See, when that ball goes in that basket, that allows Douglass to get into their pressure.
And here it is again. Douglass crowd making some noise across the way from us. Here is Asher driving, and he is bumped as he got to the lane.
And as ugly as that may have looked, that's good basketball right there under the circumstances against this Douglass pressure. You got to continue to attack. You can't go back on your heels and get trapped. That ball has to be gone. Players have to show themselves so you don't get trapped, and then you got to turn around and attack the basket.
So it'll be Asher to the line. Terry Kaysen waiting to come in for Frederick Douglass. Asher misses the first. Now the substitution as Chenault goes to the bench, and I show him with 3 fouls.
I'll tell you what, he made his presence felt while he was in there early in this second half. Just with his athleticism, keeping balls alive, offensive rebounds, putbacks, and ones, and getting his hands on balls in the press.
44-33. They need this second free throw from Luke Asher, and he's got it. The lead is at 10. Jenkins out front. Jenkins, 6'2" senior. There's Surratt, and he takes the long one. And it's right there.
Great rhythm shot by Surratt. He's very, very capable. I'm telling you right now, one of the top juniors in the state of Kentucky and one of the top Division I prospects in the state of Kentucky also.
Broke the pressure that time, and Morrison a little bit of a bobble, but he got it and stuck it in there for a 2-pointer for Madison Central. It's now 47-36. Surratt again. This one short off the rim.
Now you got to push it. You got to continue to attack. Every time you attack with aggression, something good happens.
Steal for Madison Central. There's Feldhaus. Morrison into the lane and finds a teammate in the corner, and the shot is good by Richardson.
Great play right there by Cody Morrison, getting into the paint aggressively, causing the defense to collapse. Now you're getting a wide open shot in the corner. Got to stay aggressive, Madison Central, if you want to have a chance in this basketball game.
Good look for Richardson, hits the 3, and now it's 47-39, and the Broncos want timeout with 2:26 to go in the third. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento, or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. And new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
I'm Keith Elkins, Sean Woods alongside. Scott Moore is our producer. John Strange is our camera operator tonight. Special assistance from Leslie Moore to our production crew tonight. And we're glad you've joined us on Glycod here at Madison Central for this matchup between the Broncos and Madison Central. Lexington Catholic leading Western Hills 58-39. 6 minutes to go in that ball game. So Catholic, it looks like, will move on. Turnaround jumper not there for Jenkins, and the rebound tipped aside goes to Steele of Madison Central. 47-39. Again, a chance for Madison Central to rally. Here is Feldhaus, puts it up going by. He was fouled.
Feldhaus again, you got to stay aggressive. Madison Central has to attack the rim. Force Douglas to get back on their heels. Because every time you become aggressive, you attack the rim, good things happen. And you're starting to get to the foul line a little bit now, too.
Kaysen with the foul, and now Feldhaus to the line.
Feldhaus shooting 70%.
Tate Robinson back in the ball game for Frederick Douglass as Talbert leaves. Just under 2 minutes to go, 1:58 on the clock. Unofficially 15 for Feldhaus, make it 16. And again, it's a 6-point lead. The Indians are not going away.
No, they're not.
That's Surratt out front for Douglas.
Madison Central's going into a 2-3 zone. Alan Feldhaus said he was going to do that a little bit. Didn't know if he could rebound out of it. We're going to see right now.
There's the shot off the top of the key. No good for Kaysen. And Feldhaus has it. And the Indians down by 6 have another opportunity.
Who else going to rebound the basketball but Jake Feldhaus? He makes sure that that ball is his.
Morrison in trouble in the corner, but got rid of it to Steele. Feldhaus fakes the long one and drives. Can't get the dunk. Off it comes to Jenkins, and he's going to be called for steps as he lost his balance.
Jake Feldhaus trying to take off of him right there in there, Keith.
It was, to say the least, a strong move to the basket. Just couldn't quite finish it. That would have, this place would have exploded, I think.
Hey, he wasn't born when we were doing that one ball, that ball fake, one bounce, get to the rim action like his dad was, like his dad used to do against Shaquille O'Neal. Uh-oh.
There's the lob in toward Morrison, and a foul underneath.
Alan Feldhaus is going into his bag of tricks now with alley-oop plays.
Cody Morrison to the line, 61% free throw shooter. First one a little bit too hard, leaves the lead at 6. And the next one makes it a 5-point ball game. Now the pace is slowed a bit as Surratt comes up for Douglas.
I think it's highly important that Douglas ends this quarter on a high note. They cannot allow Madison Central to end this quarter on a high note, because if they do, it's going to be either a 3-point game or a 2-point game with great momentum, and Madison Central's at home, Keith.
Down to 20 seconds now for Douglas. 15, and Surratt holds it out front. He takes a glance at the scoreboard, now starts in. Doesn't take the 3. They try to go inside. It's deflected out of bounds. They'll have 5.5 to do something at the end of the third quarter.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. The zone is actually giving giving Douglas problems too.
Now it's Jenkins to put it in play. And it comes to Surratt. He drives immediately and steps back, and he is going to be called for steps. The shot dropped off the rim anyway. 3 seconds now, and looks like Madison Central will get the last attempt.
This is what Murray Garvin did not want. Hopefully they can keep Madison Central from scoring on in this situation with 3 seconds left.
Comes into Morrison, takes the long one off the left side. Good! He made it!
What did I tell you, Keith?
Right there at the end of the quarter, a three-pointer by Cody Morrison. Wow, he was covered up, challenged, and he just went up and nailed it.
The last thing you wanted if you're Murray Garvin is not to score and giving Madison Central an opportunity to do so, and they did with the three. Now it's a 2-point game, brand new basketball game. Madison Central's at home, and the crowd's into it.
I think this fourth quarter will be fun. We'll take a break and be right back with it for you in just a moment on Glycod.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Back for the fourth quarter. Momentum now with Madison Central, Sean.
I'll tell you what, this is what Murray Garvin did not want to happen. Madison Central finally gets some momentum and let the crowd get in this game. This team is hard to beat. It's regional time. They call Richmond the Allen Feldhouse Invitational, and you see why.
Here's a drive by Morrison. Can't get it, and the rebound to Busen of Douglas.
Good aggressive drive, just couldn't finish it.
Robinson out of the corner. Got it.
Douglas needed that one. They needed that one. Big three by Robinson.
Tate Robinson's first field goal tonight is a big three to extend the lead to 5. Here's Feldhouse on a drive. Shots blocked, but he's fouled.
Good move, good pump fake. One bounce, get to the rim by Jake Feldhouse.
Sherrod with the foul, and that's his third. And here's Feldhouse to the line. 16 points unofficially tonight for Jake Feldhouse.
I know he's leading the region in double-doubles. I wonder where he is as far as the state is concerned with double-doubles. I'm sure that Malachi Moreno is high on that list also.
Jake Feldhouse with 19 double-doubles. Missed the free throw. But the lead remains at 5. Feldhouse listed at 6'5", but just a junior, so another year to continue to develop in all phases of the game, but also physically.
Tell you what, all these football players that's on this basketball court, Jake Feldhouse is one of the top 5 golfers also in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, golfing was his primary focus for a long time, wasn't it?
How about that? He hit the trifecta when he transferred with his uncle. He gets to play for his uncle, and he's already won a state championship in golf. And then too, he's averaging a double-double in the state of Kentucky in the 11th region.
Pass through the hands, and now Madison Central has it again. Nice story recently in the Lexington Herald Leader, Kentucky.com, about Jake Feldhouse and his golfing interests in addition to his basketball career. Shot missed off the left side, and here comes Douglas on the run. Talbert, and got the reverse.
Big-time finish by Talbert. One of those Rod Strickland spin off the glass finishes.
Murray Garvin wants a timeout with 6:48 to go in the fourth quarter. His team leads by 6. Frederick Douglass 52, Madison Central 46. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
52-46, that's the score here in the fourth quarter, 6:48 to go. And Sean, this Madison Central team, they have battled and battled and battled, but Douglas is also battling and making some big plays when they need them.
No doubt about it. You know, it's two teams, two different contrasts of style of plays, but finally Madison Central came to play. They started to compete. They're competing with Douglas for loose balls, offensive rebounds, and they're also limiting Douglas to one shot as of late, and that's the reason why they're in this basketball game. Not only that, they are attacking Douglas's pressure, which needed to be all game long.
They trail by 6 as they bring it up. In the front court, it goes to Feldhaus.
I'm sure Alan Feldhaus just drew up a play right here. Let's see what they get.
Morrison hit the big three at the end of the third. Now to Asher. Covered up by Chenault. Inside it goes. Feldhaus got it back outside. Now Feldhaus took a look at a three from the corner. Instead spins. Short jumper. Doesn't go, but a foul.
Spin move one-on-one situations. He's got to take advantage of it. They all do. If you have an opportunity to go drive, you must do so against this Douglas pressure. Can't continue to pass the ball around. They're too good at putting pressure on you and creating steal opportunities.
Feldhaus back to the line. (52-47). 52-48. Get back to within 4.
It's tit for tat. Madison Central's back in the 2-3 zone. It's worked for them thus far. They just got to continue to rebound out of it.
Surratt to Robinson and across to Talbert.
Douglas is showing great patience. Ball's got to infiltrate the zone, though, by dribble or pass.
Talbert to Surratt now. Now again back out to Talbert.
Somebody's got a flash in the high post there.
There's Talbert again. Down to 5:20 here is the shot from Robinson. Won't go, but Busen claims the rebound for Douglas. Now Talbert with a long one. That one hits the back of the rim and off to Madison Central's Feldhaus, or Asher.
Madison Central got lucky there, but then again, the zone did force Douglas to take 2 threes.
Asher driving, tried to put it up as he went in there, drew the foul.
Great strategy by Alan Feldhaus. Just drive it. Douglas is so aggressive defensively, it's forcing them to create fouls and sending Madison Central to the line with the clock stopping.
I think that one was on Chenault, which would be his 4th. 5:01 to go. Asher at the line. Chenault goes out. Jenkins comes in. Asher, a 77% free throw shooter, could cut this down to a 2-point ball game. And he does.
Murray's got to come up with something to infiltrate this zone right now. It's kind of neutralized Douglas's offense a little bit.
Crowd encourages the Madison Central defense. There is Jenkins driving. Now Talbert, 4.5 to go. Inside, Jenkins starts a drive and draws a foul as he goes across the lane. Feldhaus with his second foul. And it comes to Robinson. Back to Talbert. And they'll take it outside to set it up. 2-point ball game. Douglas with the lead in the ball. Robinson again. Can't get it. Busen tapped it back outside, but Richardson has it for Madison Central.
Great defensive stance right there by Madison Central.
There's Asher with a step going for the basket. Can't get it. Feldhaus with the rebound. His shot won't go, and here is Talbert with it. Knocked away from him. Stolen by Richardson. Spinning for the basket is Asher, and Jenkins brings it down.
Great effort by Madison Central. Boy, was Douglas lucky in that possession right there. 2-3 great looks at the basket. Madison Central just couldn't get it down.
They were right at the rim, just couldn't get it to fall, and Douglas still has the lead at 52-50. Surratt holds the ball. Now off to Talbert and back to Robinson.
This zone of Madison Central is really giving Douglas problems right now. They become super stagnant. They got to get player movement or something. The ball's got to touch the high post.
Robinson with it. Now Surratt. Here's Surratt driving, and the shot knocked down, but there is a foul. Feldhaus picks up his third.
Well, great idea by DeMarcus Surratt. You got to be aggressive against this zone. You got to attack the seams, and finally Douglas did that.
DeMarcus Surratt has had a great ball game tonight. He'll shoot 2. First one off the back of the rim.
This is where he's got to be strong at. This is what happened last week against against Bryan Station. Free throws.
Unofficially with 19 points, but show him having missed his last 3 free throws.
Can't be deja vu. Douglas led the whole game against Bryan Station.
Second one misses too, but Busen battles for it. Jenkins comes up with it. It's blocked. Busen's got it again. Now to Robinson open. And the rebound saved by Busen. Was he out of bounds? No, a timeout. Timeout for Frederick Douglass, and Busen, a couple of great hustle plays right there to keep possession for Frederick Douglass. Timeout with 2:45 to go. We'll take the timeout and be right back on Glycod.
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod.
With Fast Signs, create striking custom visuals that inspire pride district-wide. Fast Signs, make your statement.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
52-50 the score as come down to the final minutes of this one here at Madison Central. And Sean, it seemed like it was almost predetermined that this would come down to a down-to-the wire ball game. Both these teams have played so hard all this game, and Douglas has built up some good leads. Madison Central never let go of the rope, though. They kept after it. Now they've battled to within 2.
Well, Douglas has, the last few games has struggled down the stretch. They've had leads. I mean, let's just go back to the Bryan Station game.
Yes.
They were up 14 points at the half, up 8 at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they lost the game. This is almost a similar situation as the Bryan Station game with Douglas. They got to find a way to close people out, especially got to play when teams zone them And the last thing is you got to make free throws. Your star players got to make free throws down the stretch.
2:27 to go. Douglas trying to protect a 2-point lead. Madison Central fans expressing their opinion of the Douglas deliberate style right now.
I'm sure Surratt's looking for an angle or a seam to penetrate him or JJ.
Coming up on the 2-minute mark, Chenault back in the ball game. Off to Surratt. Now we're under 2 minutes.
See, sometimes this is good, but sometimes this is bad. Because all it takes is one mishap on a pass, and now Madison Central gets it. Got to stay aggressive at times. Great job of running down some clock, but you got to make sure you get a score now.
Inside it goes to Busen. He's going to bring it right back out. Kept his dribble alive. Surratt trying to shake Steele, but now Busen in some trouble, but flips it to Surratt. Back to Busen. And what happened? He stepped on the line.
I told you, Chris, nothing good happens when you try to stall this long in a high school basketball game.
They're asking a lot of those high school players. And finally the turnover as he stepped on the sideline.
And that's another reason why I think high school basketball needs to go to shot clock.
Comes at 1:19, a timeout now for Madison Central. 52-50 the score. Douglas still in front, but the Indians will have the ball when we come back on Glycod.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
52-50 the score as the timeout continues here at Madison Central. Just a classic to open up regional play.
No doubt about it. And we got one final score. The Knights advance. Lexington Catholic defeats Western Hills 72-59.
Lexington Catholic, a team with a lot of different weapons that can hurt you. And they move on. So Catholic advances and they'll meet the winner of this ball game. That'll be on Saturday afternoon at Dunbar. We have no idea who that'll be right now.
No, we got a barn burner here, Keith.
1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. 2-point lead for Douglas.
Take what the defense gives you, Madison Central.
Asher going to fire the jumper in and out and rebounded by Jenkins of Douglas. He brings it up himself. Bounce pass to Chenault underneath, and he is fouled as he went up aggressively for that shot.
That's what Douglas has to do. They got to get back to being them. See, they allowed Madison Central to make them stagnant because of the zone. You guys still play attack and use the aggressiveness, and hopefully your athleticism will prevail in a game like this. You can't play their game, and they've done that. And look, they're in a dogfight now. We're just only up 2 points.
47.9 on the clock. It'll be Avion Chenault at the line. Chenault missed a free throw earlier in the game. He's a 61% free throw shooter. Our officiating crew tonight, Chad Marling, David Swift, and Doug Walker.
These are 2 important free throws right here.
Calmly nails that one. That's a 3-point Douglas lead.
Not only is he a big-time athlete, he's one of the older statesmen on this basketball team. He's been through the wars already.
Gets them both.
Big-time free throws.
Here come the Indians. Double team near midcourt on Steele. He's in some trouble. Finally floats it over to the right side, and it sails out of bounds over the head of Richardson.
Yeah, that's tough right there. Got to be strong with your ball. Now Madison Central has to foul.
54-50 with 39.8 to go. Busen leaves, Talbert in, as Douglas will handle the ball. Talbert floats it in for Jenkins, got the step and puts it up going by. Won't go, but a foul.
Well, they attack the basket. Force Madison Central to foul you, JJ. Now you got to go up here and make the free throws.
Asher commits his fourth. Or is it his fifth? He's going to, I believe, be substituted for here. Yes, it is. So Asher has to leave with that fifth foul, and now here is Powers into the ball game.
Great game by Asher. He had an opportunity to make that pull-up jump shot right there. Just didn't go down.
Jenkins at the line. Well, Chenault with two, now Jenkins with one. Making those pressure free throws, and it's a 5-point lead for Douglas. One more to come for J.J. Jenkins. Got that one too. Busen back in for Frederick Douglass, and now Talbert goes out in an offensive-defensive switch.
Yeah, great way to kind of close this game out with these 38 seconds. You know, they made their free throws, Keith.
Richardson double teamed. Got rid of it to Morrison into the middle of the lane. Off on the left side. Feldhaus with a shot, too long. And the rebound to Robinson of Douglas. And as they try to take it away, a foul is committed by Richardson. That's the call. And we'll see some Douglas free throws. They lead by 6 with 21.7. And Madison Central is running out of opportunities. Should say we will not see some free throws, I don't think, because it's we're not up to the fifth foul yet, unless that was the fifth. So showing 4 on the board, or 3 on the board. No, it is. Yeah, 4 on the board. That must have been the fifth. Yeah, it is the fifth for the team in this quarter. So it'll be free throws for Tate Robinson, a 50% free throw shooter. Good touch from outside, but has some trouble at the line sometimes. Here he nails that one. Now it's 57-50 and starting to look pretty good for Frederick Douglass. 21.7 to go.
But
Tate Robinson,
yep.
It's 2. Dakari Talbert back in the ball game, and Busen back out. And they have really come through at the free throw line in the last minute. Here is Morrison driving, puts it up, and it won't stay in for Madison Central. Richardson puts it up, and he's fouled. Tate Robinson picks up the foul, his first, and now at the line it'll be Will Richardson. Number 4 in white as Busen prepares to come back in. Richardson with the first free throw. The lead is 7. And he gets them both. Now we'll get a timeout for Madison Central with 14.2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 58-52 Douglas. We'll be right back on Glycol.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
14.2 seconds left, a 6-point lead for Douglas. And Sean, they've maybe had to play a style that they don't normally play, but they have certainly stepped up to the free throw line and done what they had to do to protect this lead. Douglas, I'm speaking of.
Yes, this is the thing that they didn't do against Bryan Station. Same situation, same scenario. The difference is Douglas made their free throws tonight where they didn't make them against Bryan Station the other night in the district finals.
Inbounds pass comes into Talbert, and he's immediately fouled.
You know, kudos to Madison Central for making a valiant comeback. But, you know, Douglas did what they needed to do, seems like, to win this basketball game, and the main thing was making free throws.
Talbert to the line for the first time. And they've really been zeroed in at that free throw line in the last 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, they have. You know, they for the most part, they've been pretty decent all game. So kudos to them. They knew what was important. They knew what caused them, or one of the things that caused them to lose against Bryan Station last week. And the main thing was free throws, and especially down the stretch, and especially DeMarcus Surratt.
Now it's an 8-point lead. There's a steal by Chenault. And there's the finish. That makes it 62-52, the big finish by Chenault. And there's the final shot. And it will be Frederick Douglass that advances. 62-52 the final. The Broncos celebrate, but they had a tough one tonight against the Madison Central Indians. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back and begin to wrap this thing up for you. Plenty of programming ahead on our post-game show. 62-52, Douglass wins it. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a four-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech 24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Make a bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. And new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Cartown Kia, your dealership for unmatched design, performance, and savings at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville. Visit them online at CartownKiaUSA.com.
We're back. Let's take a look at that final play, Sean, the big finish for Douglas.
Big-time athlete, make big-time plays, and this is one where Douglas got to end the game on what they do on a steal, and DeMarcus Surratt, I mean not Surratt, but Chenault, big-time windmill to end the game. That's big-time athleticism.
That was the final nail, you might say, as Douglas wins this one 62-52 over a very game Madison Central team. But Douglas really withstood the rallies. We can't say enough about the great free throw shooting at the end, but they also they made a couple of mistakes. But on the other hand, they handled the ball a lot in the last 5 minutes or so, where they at the slow pace and really did fairly well at it, and certainly made the free throws when they had the opportunity there to clinch it.
Well, they did. You know, they did what they had to do to win this basketball game, but it almost came down to the same scenario as did at Bryan Station. They got to find a way when they're up to bury people. You know, they're allowing too many opportunities to let people, you know, the other team win when they're actually the superior team. And today, the difference is they made free throws down the stretch and they never lost the lead. But they got to stop becoming stagnant. They got to finish and play the full game. That comes with maturity if they want to get through this region, because they are a tough out. But they got to stop allowing people to get back in, especially when teams zone them. They got to continue to attack the zone, because if they do get to, say, Great Crossing is going to play zone, and also they're going to be bigger. So, you know, everything has to come to play, but, you know, they got to stay with who they are, and that's pressure defense, attacking the rim, and using turnovers and tough shots that's created by their defense to really fuel their offense.
Whenever a team has a tough loss, the coaches always say, well, don't let one loss become two by having that loss carry over, and you'll be thinking about it. But on the other hand, this game took that kind of pattern, as you mentioned, and looked a lot in terms of points and margin and where we were in the game, like the Bryan Station game that Douglas eventually lost in the district championship. So they couldn't let that get back in their heads, and in this case, they're able to stave off Madison Central. Now you have to try to forget this one and move on to the next opponent.
Hey, it's surviving. It's surviving advance. You know, if I'm Murray Garvin, I'm looking at this game briefly tonight to understand what we didn't do right, especially against the zone late in the game. We got to be more in tune to, you know, from a strategic standpoint of how you attack the zone, because what Alan Feldhouse did a great job of, he stayed away from it until it was time to do it. Then he picked the right time in the fourth quarter, and made Douglas become more stagnant, really paralyzed him a little bit. Unfortunately, Madison Central missed a couple bunnies, especially in that one possession where they got 3 or 4 of them right at the rim.
Yes.
They just couldn't put it in. Just think if they'd have made that shot right there, now the ball game's tied. Now it's a different type of mentality. So kudos to Douglas. They got away with one, but a valiant effort by Madison Central.
Frederick Douglass to face Lexington Catholic now. Lexington Catholic won over Western Hills, as we got that score to you a bit earlier, but we invite you to check out glycod.com and keep up with high school basketball. We hope you've done that all season, but now especially at tournament time. A great ball game to open the tournament here. And Sean, while we've got them in front of us, let's take a look at some of these numbers from tonight's ball game. As we look at Frederick Douglass, Surratt led him with 19 points, but what else stands out to you on the stat sheet?
Well, the keys were winning the backboard, and Douglas did that, 33-24. You know, they had 12 offensive rebounds to Madison Central's 7. Fortunately for Madison Central, though, Douglas only scored 15 to their 14 off of points off of rebounds. Actually, no, I'm taking that back. Yes, yeah, that is true. So, no, 9 second chance points compared to Madison Central's 6 second chance points. And another thing is they turned Madison Central over. They only had 13 turnovers. Madison Central really only had 11. So that's what kept Madison Central in the basketball game. But at the end, Keith, it came down to who's going to win the backboard and who's going to win the 50-50 plays, and would Douglas make enough free throws to really solidify this game coming down the stretch.
Jake Feldhaus, 19 points, 12 rebounds for Madison Central tonight, and he really had to work for all of those, didn't he?
Yes, he did. You know, Murray Garvin was not bashful with saying that he knew who Jake Feldhaus was tonight, and he made sure every time he touched it there was going to be 2 or 3 people around him, and it made it tough for Jake. But Jake showed resilience too by getting the most rebounds, putbacks, and things like that. Just didn't have enough to go with him tonight to really overcome Douglas's depth and really changing defenses.
Cody Morrison with 11 for the Indians. Luke Asher had 12 for Madison Central. Surratt led Frederick Douglass with 19, 13 points for Avion Chenault, and 11 points for Dakari Talbert. And those 3 in double figures for Brian Station, or not for Brian Station, but for Frederick Douglass. 8 rebounds tonight for J.J. Jenkins to lead them in that category. And again, we mentioned Jake Feldhaus with 12 rebounds to lead Madison Central in that category. But it's the Frederick Douglass Broncos who are victorious here tonight. 62-52 was the final. And we will take a break, continue with our post-game show in just a moment here on Glycod.
A bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento, or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. And new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Welcome back to Glycod. We're here with the winning coach, Murray Garvin. Coach, tough one tonight, but you won and you get to advance. No matter what, how it looked. After coming off a devastating loss last week and coming back and playing against a really tough Madison Central team at Madison Central, the first round of the regional tournament, what a big win for you.
Oh, man, super proud of our program, the perseverance that these young men showed. After the loss versus Bryan Station in district tournament, it was a solemn locker room, but I felt like that the seniors would step up and our team leadership would prevail. Surratt bounces back tonight. Our locker room MVP was Avion Chenault. I mean, his energy and effort was off the charts, man. It don't show up on the stat sheet, but when you're blocking shots and holding the backboard when you're blocking shots, he was super active, and we're really, really, really happy that he's finally got his basketball legs.
Well, I said one of the keys was you had to really pose your will on them defensively. Also, you had to come out with a great start. I thought you did both of those things, and especially with Avion Chenault flying all over the place, getting offensive putbacks, keeping the ball alive, so on and so forth. But my biggest key, and I thought was really devastating and hurt you last week against Bryan Station, was the free throw line. You made your free throws today. Even Chenault was really big at staying aggressive. The shots that he didn't make, he did go to the line and make free throws, and your whole team did. Even when Madison Central made that run, Bryan Station did that to you too, but you didn't really capitalize and take advantage of the situation on the free throw line, but tonight you did.
We shot 72% all year long, Sean. We pushed for 75 in games. Conference champions usually shoot around 75% from the free throw line. That's always our goal. I would tell you the last couple of practices, we've shot more free throws than probably all year. I wanted to emphasize it, but you know, as a coach, you don't want to make them nervous by talking about it too much. I just give credit to the guys for stepping up and making the play when they have to. And, you know, I'm happy to get out of here with a win, man.
No doubt about it. And this is coach to coach. We discuss it all the time. And you and I, you know, I mean, we talk strategy every now and then. You saw where Allen Feldhouse late went to zone, and it kind of paralyzed you a little bit. You became stagnant. And the Bryan Station did you like that a little bit last week. What are you going to do working on between now and Saturday? Because I can see Lexington Catholic trying to do that to you too. What needs to be done to make sure that you don't become stagnant and keep your aggressiveness, and because that's who you are.
Yeah, well, I'm going to call Salzman and ask him not to play zone. And I won't play zone and they can't play zone. But we'll work on it. We got open looks. We missed some shots. You know, you're winning the game by 10 and Tate Robinson goes 1 for 8 from the field. That's not going to happen ever again in life. Right. And we'll survive it. We'll continue to work on it. I tried to get them to get some ball movement. We got guys, Sean, that are so confident that when they're open, they'll shoot it.
Right.
And it's a gift and a curse.
Right.
You know, but I tell them all year long, I'd rather say whoa instead of go. And then I want them to understand time and score. This is year 1 in the program. And once we start teaching and getting our game culture intact, these plays come much easier for us in the future. Again, I'm happy with the win. We'll go back to the lab and work on what we need to work on and be ready to play on Saturday.
One more thing. You changed your lineup. You went with Talbot and Busen, and it worked out for you. What was your mindset doing that?
Well, that's not a camera conversation.
I got you.
It was just something that we needed to make an adjustment on. We made the adjustment. We survived. We'll see what holds up in practice the next couple of days, and we'll be ready to go on Saturday.
Well, Coach, you got Lexington Catholic I know you just got done winning this game. What are the keys you think, watching them? I don't know if you played against them already, but just by watching them, what type of problem do they pose against you going into the regional semifinals?
I'm not going to lie, I did glance at some stats for them. I think they got 4 or 5 guys that average double figures. They're a really good team. They're a well-oiled machine. Brandon Salzman is one of the most underrated coaches that I've ever faced, and I've watched him a number of years. For them to be in the region semifinals, graduating 9 kids, I believe, last year, is a credit to his coaching staff and the culture that they have at Lexington Catholic. We'll go back and we'll watch some film, and we'll see what we can do. We hadn't played each other. We've seen each other a lot, but we hadn't played. We have some common opponents, and I know they'll be ready to play, and let's get it on.
Well, Coach, congratulations on your regional win here at Madison Central. Tough place to play. You weathered the storm, and good luck against Lexington Catholic on Saturday.
Before I close, I want to give credit to Alan Feldhouse and the job he does here at Madison Central. One of the most well-respected coaches. I have tremendous amount of respect for him, his program, his family. They're going to be a very tough team next year with all their guys coming back, and I want to avoid this game next year, okay? But I wanted to say that for their fans. They know that already. They know that they have a coaching giant here in the state of Kentucky, and, I wish him well going forward, and he brings out the best in us.
Well, everybody knows who Alan Feldhouse is and what he's done in Kentucky basketball, especially here at Madison Central. And he is a living legend and still giving it. And I'm so proud, and you are too, the fact that he gets to coach the last of the Mohicans of the Feldhouses, and that's Jake. And just one last thing, what's your impression of Jake Feldhouse? Because he's a new guy on the scene. Really wasn't known that much at Mason County, but comes here and his game has flourished big time in just one season.
Recruit him.
No doubt about it.
Recruit him. And I'm not sure if he can't play at the highest level eventually. He's a big, strong kid. He can shoot it. He puts it on the dribble. You can tell he comes from a basketball family. He's got the DNA. I would recruit him, and they can recruit him now. Recruit him now, and let's get him out of this region. No, but I'm kidding. Jake Feldhouse is something to reckon with in the 11th region and in the state of Kentucky. I look for him to have a huge summer in the AAU circuit, and I believe it's going to bring a lot of attention. There's not many guys that have the tool set that he has.
Well, you got a good one, too, in a major college prospect in DeMarcus Surratt. And there's a lot of basketball left within him, too. What do you tell college coaches about him also?
Oh, he's another one. You could come and recruit 75 north and south, and you could see both of us on the same trip if you come through town. Richmond's 20 minutes down the road. Surratt is already getting the Division I attention. He's playing with the AAU program that's going to get him even more recognition this summer. I look for a big senior year, but let's just finish this one, man. Let's finish this.
Coach, enjoy it tonight. I may call you tomorrow, man, and good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate you guys and Glycod. Thank you.
And we'll be back on Glycod in just a moment.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com. This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Central Kentucky Driving School, raising the bar in driver education. Man of War Harley-Davidson, 100% Kentucky owned and operated. And by Don Franklin Auto, driven by family.
Back to wrap things up here at Madison Central High School tonight. Frederick Douglass wins it by a score of 62-52. And Sean, let's talk about our most outstanding players. They are presented by Elite Building Products, locally owned and committed to providing top quality products for your next home project. Visit EliteKentucky.com or stop by their Nicholasville showroom at 242 Wilson Drive.
Well, for Madison Central, you got to go with Jake Feldhaus. Another double-double, ending the year with 19 points and 12 rebounds. What a night he had. Unfortunately, you know, Murray Garver said, he knew who Jake Feldhaus was tonight, and he wanted to make sure that he didn't have an outstanding games where he scored 25 and 15 or something like that. So they did enough, but he still was able to get close to his average, but he got another double-double. And then for Douglas, you got to go with Avion Chenault. You know, 13.6 rebounds. You say why when you know, DeMarcus Surratt scored 19 points, because Avion Chenault did all the little things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, flying around, keeping balls alive, offensive rebounds, putbacks, steals. His just athleticism really drooled in this game tonight and really had a very impressive presence, and that was one of the reasons why Douglas was able to come into Madison Central in a hostile environment under these circumstances and come out with a win.
And so Douglas does move on with a 62-52 win here at Madison Central on a night when, we had half of the unforgettables from UK in the house tonight.
I'm waving at Darren Feldhaus right now, who's my partner, and he's trying to leave, and I'm gonna sneak Jake and Miss Dottie Feldhaus. But it's always a pleasure watching Jake play and having one of my former teammates' son. You know, to play in these type of situations. My son was able to do it, and now his son is doing it now. And, man, he can't be more proud of his son and his brother, especially this year.
Well, it was a great night of basketball here at Madison Central High School tonight, and Madison Central falls to Frederick Douglass tonight 62-52, so Frederick Douglass goes on to 24-4 on the season now. Madison Central now 20-12 as their season comes to an end. And Sean, before we wrap it up, any final thoughts on this one as we move ahead?
Well, we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and we knew it was going to be a tough one for Murray to get out of here with one, but he did, and now he moves on to Dunbar High School to play Lexington Catholic on Saturday afternoon.
And a look at our upcoming schedule is brought to you by New Vista. They see the good ahead, and we're just going to tell you that there's lots and lots of tournament basketball ahead on Glycod. We invite you to visit glycod.com and check out and see where your favorite teams are playing, because we are covering basketball through this tournament. It's a pleasure to do it, and it's a great event. So watch for high school basketball, glycod.com, and, of course, on YouTube. And be sure and like and subscribe. So that will do it for us tonight. We thank you for watching, and for our producer Scott Moore, and for our camera operator John Strange, and for Sean Woods, I'm Keith Elkins. Again, the final score was Frederick Douglass 62 and Madison Central 52. Good night from Madison Central High School on Glycod.
From Glycod, this has been Central Kentucky High School Basketball, presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. College for the real world. College for your world. Tonight's game was brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville. Movement that inspires. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Mathnasium of East and West Lexington. Changing lives through math. Roosters, a fun, casual place for wings and more. Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. Community Action Council. New Vista. Tech 24. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, and Fast Signs.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation